under volume. Volume. Pretty much when we talk about shapes and we talk about volumes, up until this point, when it's been some sort of a shape that's kind of been a rectangle, excluding spheres and all that sort of stuff, we've always said that volume equals, anybody? Faith? Length times width times height. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is perfectly great and absolutely fine if you are talking about a rectangular prism. That is perfectly okay and what you should think about it. It's very easy. You just multiply the three numbers that are there together. 8 times 10 times 3 or whatever it is, it's 240 cubic inches or whatever it is. But as fate would have it, and as whatever, if the shape is not a rectangular prism, but any other prism, let's say you've got this T-shaped prism. Let's say it looks like this. I don't know if I can draw this or not. We'll try. Pretty spiffy right there. Looking good there. And let me give you some dimensions. Let's say this is 10, this is 10, this is 2, this is 2, and this is 2. Hopefully you can read my whatever stuff there. For any other, because there's multiple things there, you just can't start multiplying numbers together for that. If it is, of course, we need to adopt if there can be one chair of separation rule, there needs to be one chair of separation just because it's just messed up. Any other prism is this formula. Write this down. Volume equals BH. Now notice that is a capital B. Okay? Here's where life gets complicated. Remember when I said 7th grade math and somebody said no, they said 7th grade math wasn't well. Whoever said that was probably not really telling you the exact truth. When you see this capital B here, that capital B means the area of the base of the shape. And this H here stands for the height. Okay? Then you have to go back and think about, I believe we talked about this on whatever day it was we had last time we had school. When you think of the base of a shape, you have to think of the loaf of bread theory. Okay? You have to say, what is the base of this shape? And then you say, well, if I'm going to slice that thing into, put it in my toaster so that I all keep getting the same exact thing, I want to make a sandwich out of it. What is the base of this thing? And this is why, back in 5th grade, I said you have to sketch this out and show all your steps. It's for these problems right here because this takes a lot of space. For you to get it right, it's multiple steps and it's keeping your thoughts organized. What is the shape of this thing right here, Parker?
A T.
The letter T. And it would not be a bad idea for you to go, oh look, this is the base. I'm actually going to sketch out that letter T. And then write down its dimensions. This was 10, this was 10, this is 2, and this is 2. I need to find the area of that, and then I'm going to get and multiply that by its height. Now how do I know what the height is? Carter Westfall, do you remember? The height of a shape is, because there's all sorts of numbers out there, how do I know what the height of the shape is? Jacob? Somebody want to speculate? I think I told you this before. When you do base and height of a triangle, what are the two ones you multiply together? How do you know the base and height? Ellen? They make a right angle. And that is the same with these shapes. The height has to make a right angle with the base. Or another way to think about it is, if you take that shape and set it on its base, how tall will it be? Because that is a right angle there. And in this case here, It already is sitting on its base, because it's sitting on the T. So what is the height of this shape? It's this number right here, this is this 2, because that was supposed to be that. All of these are 2, okay? So you've got this, let's look at what we've got here. And I would hopefully you can do this here. If I were doing this problem, this is what I would do, and I do this even though I know how to do it, and I could probably do it without doing it. I write down the formula. And the first thing I do is I write down what my height is, so I don't forget that I need to in the end, because you'll spend forever trying to find this, and then when you get it, you forget that at the end you need to actually multiply it by the height. You'll get the area of the base, and you'll think you're done because you don't have yourself organized. What is the height of this shape? It is a 2. Why? Because when I set it on its base, it is too high. All of these heights are 2's. Now I need to find the area of the base, which is not too bad. What is the area of my base? I gotta cut this into nice 2 even shapes. What's the area of this piece right here? 2 times 10 is?
20.
The area of this thing here, 2 times 10 is? So the total area is 40, which I put right here. And then I can do 40 times 2. My total volume then is 80, whatever that was. Let's just make it inches. Inches cubed. So help me if one of you just puts down a number for that. The sentences that you shall write, Wade Davis, will take you eternity. Because there's no possible way you can look at that shape and go, oh, my answer's 80, without showing at least some work here. Sketching the problem, sketching the base, figuring out the height and all that. Again, I only tell you that because I love you.
I love you too.
Oh wait, no, that's a different speech. Because I want you to do well with this. Here we go, here's another one. I do love you. Let's do this one here. So here's another one. By the way, see, the reason why we did this whole thing is we get good at drawing these things. There's my shape there. It is 12, 12, 15, 20. 12, 12, 15, 20, and 10. So once again, walking you through this process slowly. The first thing you'll do is sketch the shape. First thing you'll do is sketch the shape. Secondly, let's have a little quiz here. Tyler, what would you do next?
Define the base.
No.
Oh,
Tyler,
you write the formula.
write the formula. So you got that sketched, you write volume equals BH. After that, you will, don't say sketch the base yet, because I want you to do one more thing before that. Wade Davis?
You write the height.
Right. Write down volume equals, put a blank thing for the area of the base, and write down what is the height of that shape. So you got to decide what's the base, what's the height there. What is the height, Evelyn?
10.
10, because the base is this L-shaped thing, and it's setting on its base, so it is 10 high. Now, Brant, you're going to do what?
Right.
Write formula. We put in the height. What's my step number 4 going to be, Brant? Huh? Did you say sketch the base?
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to sketch the base, which is this L-shaped thing. Doesn't have to be great. 12, 12, 15, 20. And find its area. Oh, sit here where you have to be careful a little bit, you young children here. What is the, what's the area of this square right here? 12 times 12 is? 144. What's the area of this rectangle? What am I going to multiply together to get the area of that rectangle? Wade?
20 times 27.
20 times 27, thank you, Wade. It's not 15 because it goes all the way here, so you have to take the 15, add the 12, you get 27. And then 20 times 27, I believe, is 540, is it not? And then I put those two together for
600, 800.
684. That's what goes right here. 684 is the area of the base. Now you multiply that by 10 and you get 6,840. I don't know what this was in, but we'll put centimeters cubed just for fun. Sketch, you find the area, 5. Put area in formula and do it. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Now, once again, children, if it is just a rectangular prism, you don't need to do that. If it is just a shoebox thing, if it just looks like this, you can do that, feel free. 6, 8, 6. You can do that whole work, you'll get the right answer. But the deal with this is, why does it work that you just multiply the 3 numbers? What actually is the base of this? If you're cutting it to put in your toaster or make a sandwich, anything could be the base. Because you could cut it this way and you're always going to get these-shaped pieces. You can cut it this way, you're going to get a 6x8 piece. You cut it this way and you're always going to get a whatever. Did I give that to you? 6x8. Alright? So it doesn't matter what you multiply together here, because everything's the base. And to find the area, if you're finding the area of this base, it's 6/8, which is 48. You're going to multiply it by 6, and 48 times 6. If you said this was the base, you're going to multiply 6/6 and then multiply it by 8. Either way, you're going to multiply by 2 6s and an 8, no matter what you do for the base. So rectangular prisms don't matter. But anything else that's a prism, whether it's a hexagonal or a triangular prism or Folsom County prism, whatever it is, you need to do that whole messy there. Was I pretty clear on that? I